Everybody, welcome back to Breakfast of Champions, episode 20. We're almost old enough to drink in the U.S.
Almost.
Right? Round of applause.
Round of applause. A round of drinks.
Round of underage drinks. There we go.
Hey!
This is our first ever episode on our Twitch page, twitch.tv/Breakfast of Champions pod. And I'm a little bit nervous. How are you guys feeling?
I'm as cool as a cucumber.
I've got to go in the middle now. I can't be cool as a cucumber or nervous. I'm angry.
Yeah?
Oh, let's hear it.
I'm not really angry. I'm very excited, actually. Like, I'm super stoked. Like, it's an honor to be on our own platform, to have all of these friends that are going to be chilling and hanging out with us during the stream on this new place. Like, I'm stoked. It's great, and it's good to see some fresh faces, some new faces, some old faces. They're all usernames. They're not faces, but they're good faces.
Your glasses must be doing something else then if you're seeing faces. My God, man.
Oh, God.
I am wearing the different eyewear today. I don't have the blue on.
So am I.
Look at you. Look at you.
Do you know why?
What do your elven eyes see, Kitsune?
Mine, I just see text, colored text, so many colors.
Yes.
You got contacts on, don't you?
I do. I live in contacts. I never take them out. I never take out my contacts. I'll go for like 3-4 months and then change them.
You'll sleep with contacts
usually,
in?
Yep, 100%. I've been doing it since 6th grade, my guy.
2 out of 3 hosts do not recommend this.
So whenever you guys see me in glasses, it's because of a few reasons. One, it's new contact week, so like I'll take them out, let my eyes get some oxygen, and then throw contacts in. Or I'm not feeling good, or allergies are bad. So those are the only exceptions when I wear glasses, because I hate glasses. I can't stand them.
Speaking of the only exception, Nerdwire. Tell everybody where you were last night. That's a good segue.
My gosh.
Yeah.
It was a great segue. So I took my wife and another streamer friend of ours, Mystique Siren, over to Cincinnati, Ohio, to go and watch a Paramore concert. Now, look, I was definitely on the ladies' trip because Paramore is not necessarily my jam. I like their music. I wouldn't call myself a fan, but I don't hate what I hear. So we went and did that concert. We had some of the greatest food in that city. I heavily recommend, and not a sponsor, but if you want to sponsor, the Eagle and Sugar and Spice this morning, we had some amazing pancakes. They were like called wispy pancakes. And they're supposed to be, they're not crepes, but they're not the thick pancake that you would normally get at like a Waffle House or International House of Pancakes or whatever. Great pancakes. It was just a good time. I had a couple hours in the car. We listened to Paramore the entire way there. We did the show. I discovered I know like 3 songs. I know 3 songs. The lights were pretty. They were real pretty.
There you go.
But it was a good time, guys. It was a really good time. And I want to do it again. So I think we already bought tickets to their June show in Cleveland.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be exciting.
Ohio,
you should just come, Eric. I'll fly you.
There you go.
If you fly me out, dude,
I'll fly you to the moon.
You sweep me off my feet if you send me back to the States. I love Paramore. I saw the original Paramore lineup in like 2009 or something, just before the Farrell brothers quit the band. So the OG Paramore is best Paramore to me, but. And I love Paramore. Paramore is great. I spent a lot of time playing drums along to Paramore. So Zach Farrow, the drummer, is like actually a really huge inspiration of mine on drums. So I'm very happy for you. Great.
Thank you.
I hope you had a great time.
I did.
How's your day, KB? What's going on?
My day was all right. The week was a little meh. I think I have my first problem with the Kitsune bike. So.
Oh no.
Right at the end of the season, though, so that's not too bad, but it's definitely going to have to go to the dealership, or what I like to call the stealership.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
So I don't know what's going on, but it doesn't want to shift out of gear sometimes. So I thought everything I read online said adjust the clutch. I adjusted the clutch and it's worse. So the only way it shifts is if you donkey kick it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so something's not right. So I'm just gonna put it away for winter, and then when like March hits, like end of February, early March, I'll drop it off there and say fix it. Thank you. It's under warranty. It only has 190 miles on it.
I'll take it now, because they might be like, oh well, it's sat in the winter for.
Well, that details, man. You don't have to tell them all the stuff.
They might also get it ready for you before the next season. You don't have to wait for it.
Yeah, but
just take the tarp off like they did at the Ecto 88 in the new Ghostbusters movie. Just riding out of the barn, 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, I might. That might be why it doesn't come out of gear, because I pushed it a little too hard. But I mean, it's my first bike, so it's one of those, like, if I did something to it, I did something to it. No big deal.
That's all right.
I'd rather it's my learning bike. I do know I already have my next bike planned. Honda released a new motorcycle called the Scrambler 500, and that I have my sights set on that. Eventually, it's not officially out yet, but I'll give it a couple years and then try to score one of those.
Concept bike, eh? Concept bike.
I mean, no, it's ready for production. They have all the ad images and everything ready to go. I just can't wait to look like Chris Pratt chasing raptors through the forest.
They know me. They know me.
Exactly.
Just put your hand out like this and.
Yep. Just go down to the local biker bar, stick your hand out, and be like, "Hey, one-eyed snakes, come and eat out of my hand."
Oh my God.
That's the gang name there.
One-eyed snakes.
It's the gang name.
Be careful. That's
They're
on
hardcore gangs.
That's on Urban Dictionary for something, I'm sure.
Oh no!
Oh no!
do that one in lieu of. So I had a busy week. Of course, I went back to our old stomping grounds, Bendigo, for a couple of days. Amber had a brand launch event that we attended, so that was great. So it was for like a catering or like an event hosting place. So a couple of free beers, you know what I'm saying? And nobody knew who the hell I was. So it was fine. It was great. So I just kind of lingered in the back of the room. Following day, I got to catch up with one of my great friends, It's Meadows, who often frequents the Discord and all this. He's a really, really nice guy. Is honestly probably one of my best friends, IRL. Good to see him. Good to catch up with him. But let me tell you what, when we came back, because we spent 2 days away, we oh boy, let me tell you the mess that we came back into.
Oh no.
So we came back, we opened the garage door. There's about 1,000 mosquitoes on the side of our wall in the garage because we left the light on. Okay, so whatever. That's neither here nor there. Bug problems.
Is that like Motel 8's like big old slogan? Is that what you were doing for the mosquitoes?
Something. We left the light on for him.
Leave the light on for you.
Yeah.
Leave the light on for him. And here's the real kicker. We accidentally locked our cat in our bedroom for 2 days. So you can imagine, like, we had to throw sheets out. I had to like take the mattress apart. It's a memory foam mattress. I had to take it apart and like spray it with water and vinegar and baking soda. And like, it was awful.
You recovered the mattress?
I've recovered it. I got any. I don't
How do
ask
you
me
recover a mattress.
It's an Ecosa mattress, so it's like it was one of those mattresses in a box. So you open the box and then it just it expands.
We did that with Purple here in America land.
Yeah,
Purple,
same kind of thing. Probably made in the same mattress place. So yeah, that was very frustrating. So we had to go and buy like a new quilt yesterday. Had to throw out clothes and stuff. It was awful. So now I'm thinking, does anybody want a cat? Like at this point,
nope.
No, I've got one, and she's more than enough. She's wonderful, and I'm sorry that you have the experience you have. You can make her listen. Just give her to the drop bears over there.
Yeah, there you go. Just have her be a feral cat with the drop bears and the kangaroos.
Unfortunately, I think that she would probably scare the drop bears. She's pretty menacing.
Did you guys ever see the video of the dude in Australia who went up and just punched a kangaroo?
Yeah, dude.
For attacking his dog. I'm like, man, Australians are built different, man. Like,
I sympathize with your pain, though. By the way. I sent you a video of what happened to my back deck.
Tell everybody what happened.
Oh my gosh, gone for a evening, not even a full, I mean, a little over 24 hours. Come back. A potted plant has been ripped open. There is dirt on the back deck, metal table, on the bench seat, in the outdoor rug. Every single cushion that was left is ripped apart. They broke the gate. They've pulled the metal furniture over to the side of the deck, and my children's like little plastic chairs have now, one of them is in the yard, 3 of them are turned over down the stairwell. Like I am
man.
Your cat, my dogs. Let's just
send him away.
He has good animals. He would be good with them.
I do not have good animals, because when we first had the first 2 or 3 weeks of having Sammy, we were at work. He ate the door frame to the front door. He shredded 2. Oh, no. He got out, shredded 2 curtains, pooped upstairs in one room, then pooped in another room, then peed everywhere, then shredded fake fruit, and then shredded the couch and all this stuff. So no, they are not good boys. They're not. They know what they're capable of, and they know I know. So I'd like to, when they want treats, they get it. You know, man. When they want toys, they get it. I got to keep the beasts happy. Oh yeah, and a trash can. So I mean, it's. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of treats, we've got a voicemail for today.
Do we?
So let's
I'm
hear
ready
it.
for this treat.
I didn't test this, so we're flying by the seat of our pants here, so I don't know if this is going to work. This is from our wonderful friend, Lord Hellowington Smythe, coming in hot for episode 20. Here he is.
Why, hello, this is Lord Hellowington Smythe calling in to the Breakfast of Champions podcast to commemorate the 20th, yes, I said it, the 20th episode. I do hope that one lucky person gets that lovely
Hey, old man!
I say, stop being rude.
But I want to talk to the boys.
Okay, you take over.
Oh, hey guys, it's your girl Mandy. No time, no speak. I just want to say congratulations on the 20th episode. Oh man, that Nerdwire, he's new. Ooh. Anyway, guys, what's your favorite Game Boy game, since you're giving one away? Goodbye.
Oh man, I love that. So
wow.
Thank you, Lord Hellowington Smythe and Mandy for the double team slam dunk there voicemail. What's our favorite Game Boy game? KB, I'll let you go, because you're the Game Boy guy to me.
My favorite Game Boy game would be God, I mean, there's a lot that I had. There's a lot that I've gotten rid of. There's a lot that I've acquired, but the one I always go back to is Super Mario Land. I mean, you can't beat it. It's a timeless classic.
Nice, good choice.
Nerdwire,
what's
a good choice? Yeah. It's a traditional choice. It won't offend anybody. I think that's
right.
That's a good choice.
I mean, runner up would be what was it? Mole Mania? Is that the one?
That's what I was hoping for. Yes, that's Shigeru Miyamoto's last Game Boy game he made.
It's really good too. I don't own a copy of it, but I have it on my 3DS. That was one of the last things I think I've actually bought off the. Yeah.
You bought it.
I like fat bottom girls.
Oh my god! But you know what I mean. It's the last thing I bought legally off of the 3DS store.
Legally,
was that? Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh my god. You know what? What about you, Eric? What's your favorite one?
Pokemon Blue, or actually no, Pokemon Yellow. Because my first game was Pokemon Blue, but I loved Yellow. I loved the when they did the inclusion of Pikachu surfing, that was nuts. That was so cool.
Super cool. They had a cool mini game too, with the surfing mini game, I believe.
It was awesome, dude. That's probably the Game Boy game that I played the most. Just Pokemon Blue and Yellow, but I'll say Yellow. That's going to be my go-to, and that's one of the only games that I actually still have from my childhood. That's it.
Oh yeah,
it's really good. Another good choice.
I've
got a non-traditional one.
Was it Trip World?
Trip World, absolutely. I speedrun that game. I love that game. It's done by Sunsoft, and it's like if you took Mario and you replaced him with a Pokemon that could evolve but looks like Kirby. Like, that is essentially what Trip World is. Super short game, super cute game, super hard to get your hands on. But like my runner-up, the one that from my childhood I had the most time with, because Trip World came later in my life, Super Mario Land 3, Wario Land.
That's
the first time you could play as Wario. Had this really cool, like almost Metroidvania-esque, but still mixed with Mario enough to where you're going from the left to the right to beat your levels.
Those are good.
But revisiting them, it was solid. I love that game, and I had probably more time with that game than anything. I got that at the same time that I got my Super Game Boy for the Super Nintendo.
Oh, nice.
And went home. I got that, the Super Game Boy for Super Nintendo, and Mario is Missing. And I can tell you what got more playtime than anything. It was not Mario is Missing. Spoiler alert, but that's still an okay game.
Yeah.
It was so weird. It was so weird.
Dude, that's one of my top 5 SNES games, Mario is Missing.
I never played it.
Oh, dude, I love it. It's honestly one of the. But I also like history and traveling and all, and all that kind of stuff. So if you're into that, you'd like it. But
it had such a weird art style.
It was so weird, but the little things you could do inside, like when you had to get Yoshi, so you had to figure out where in the world you were, and then down to like what city or town, and that was it was so cool. And you got to play as Luigi, man, my dude. So like.
Little bros like little bros.
I like Luigi. I prefer Luigi to Mario.
Oh, he's the superior brother.
I was a Luigi main in Smash Brothers Melee. He could wave dash. He had the. You guys remember wave dashing? He had the biggest wave dash, man. Let me tell you, I was pretty competitive back in the day with Luigi. Good time. So thank you, Lord Hellowington Smythe, for calling in and leaving that wonderful topic. But we have something else before we do our Game Boy giveaway. And this is something that we have maybe only just a smidge talked about. And I want to flag this now. Do you have any idea what I'm going to talk about? You guys know what I'm going to say?
No, I never know what you're going to say.
I hope I know what you're going to say.
What are you going to say?
Does it have something to do with a Patreon?
Yes, we are now on Patreon. Look at that. 3 tiers, more content, more often. It's on like Patreon. Let me tell you guys what we're doing over there and why you may be interested in joining us over there. So Patreon, we're doing 3 tiers. Let me give you a breakdown here. Let me know how you can support the show. Tier number 1. Thank you. Just a thanks. Pretty much. General support. You're not interested in any bonuses. Help keep the lights on, pretty much. Yep. Tier number 2. And by the way, this is still actively in development. There's some things that are already on there and ready to go for you guys if you decide that you want to support the show. Tier 2.
Suggestions and questions are very welcome too. I mean, you guys are the ones supporting us through this. So we want to deliver the content you want.
Tier number 2. Become a champion. So with that, you get the welcome kit, which is a sticker with a certificate of appreciation signed by us. So I will print them here and mail them out to you guys in the States. Yes! You'll actually get the certificates this time, believe it or not.
Yes!
Stickers, yes, they'll be sent as well. What you also get is access to bonus episodes. So remember that House Hunters episode that you guys have been asking me for? We're going to do that. Also, we might be able to do some video game retailer discussion episodes behind a locked door. So yeah, exclusive content there. Now check this out. Tier number 3. Join the breakfast table. This is one. This is one that I think a lot of you guys might be interested in. So you get all previous tier benefits plus access to the soundtrack of the show, including new and old jingles and theme songs. So the entire thing is already there. It's all there, man. So if you sign up for tier 3, you have like the topics and transitions songs, as well as the original composed songs that I've done for the show as well. So there's a lot of content there, and plus some things that you haven't heard before that are in demo phase. Entire show recordings from prep call to like the post show. It's all there. So today already you get an hour's worth of extra content of us just fiddling around and just discussing amongst ourselves. So if you want more of us just having us on in the background, there you go. Now, plus, here we go. This is the real kicker. Exclusive access to Midnight Snack, which is a once a month after dark stream / show. Do you guys want to tell us about that?
KB, I think you should take that one away. There's no one more after dark than you that I know.
Oh God, no pressure or anything. Well, you know, the Midnight Snack is going to be a no holds bar. You want unhinged Eric? See the Midnight Snack. You want unhinged Cody or Nerdwire? Sorry for docs.
You're good. My name's everywhere. It doesn't matter anymore. My name's Cody Christian. Come visit me in Kentucky.
If you want to see Nerdwire, say some square words. Midnight Snack. If you want to see me, just be me. Come watch the Midnight Snack.
Come twatch.
Come twatch me on Switch.
So there you go. And plus, with all those, I'll probably throw up the audio version of the show early and stuff, so you guys get early access. So this is still in active development. So I want to basically cater this to those of you who enjoy the show, and if there's something that you want more of or whatever, I want to try to add that to the tiers as well. So we're still working on it. So if there are early adopters, you guys can help us shape this into something really cool and unique. But as of right now, tier 3 is ready to go. We've got the entire soundtrack to the show, plus the early recordings, which I'll upload after the show today. So thank you so much for supporting the show. So if you want to help us go forward, I want to turn this into a really cool community, not just a podcast, but community, all that stuff. I think we're starting off on the right foot already. So what's next? You know what's next.
I think that takes us right into our big moment here.
Don't give it away. What's next? Let's find out.
Okay, well, we'll find out then. We'll find out.
What do you mean?
Are we finding what?
We're finding out right now.
Have a transition. There we go.
It's that great Game Boy giveaway. It's here.
It's here. Is it time? You want me to go ahead and spin that wheel?
It is, but first, before we spin that wheel, I want to thank approximately 83 people for following us over here on twitch.tv/Breakfast of Champions pod. Obviously, a lot of people just want to follow just for the running to win the Game Boy. But right now, we got 30 plus people watching, which is awesome. So thank you so much, everybody. And I'm glad that we can entice you by coming over to possibly win this thing. So just remember, it comes with the Game Boy, Super Mario Land, plus this signed certificate. So I'm going to print that out this week and then mail it off to you guys. Yes, you'll actually get the certificate. So let's hear it. Who's the winner?
Well, here we go. Hold on.
Spin that wheel.
Stand by.
Never mind. Let's try it again.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Super awesome giveaway time.
Super awesome giveaway.
Who's going to win it? We got the wheel.
It's probably Nerdwire. He's going to win it.
Oh, please don't put me in there. If it's me, we've got to go for a respin. I am apologizing in advance.
No.
Who's going to win?
Who's going to be?
What? Who would be? Who?
Incognitus 801.
Incognitus. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Incognitus 801. We will send you a message. I actually know who Incognitus 801 is from the video game vinyl community. Followed me through there.
There you go. There you go. They get this. There it is. There's your Game Boy.
Congrats.
Thank you, guys.
Don't worry. It's not the only giveaway, so it's not your only chance to win. Redraw. That's rigged.
Redraw.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let's head on over to our Newsbyte. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, my. Oh.
Hey, it's a Newsbyte, and you guys know that's my favorite kind of bites. So there's been a good bit of stuff going on out there this week. Nintendo decided to grace us with an indie world. There's a new Sonic game. There was a new Tactics game that was dropped, which let me tell you,
is it any good?
It's hot garbage. Don't buy it.
Oh no! Are we serious? Is this Tactics Ogre Reborn? Right?
Tactics Ogre Reborn is amazing, dude. I am so happy to be playing it, but I think the first thing I want to talk about on here is Twitter's paid verification and the issue that it's bringing. So, for those of you that don't know, Elon has acquired Twitter. He's in there. He's laying people off. He said the place is going under. It's going bankrupt. But the way he's going to save that company is an $8 a month subscription to get a check mark, the thing that every creator has coveted from the blue bird. You can now obtain it. Anyone can for a fee. Well, let the trolling begin, because somebody has made a Nintendo of America official Twitter page, and they've been trolling the hell out of people. And it's actually to the point where Nintendo of America's actual page is getting hate, and people are on there going, "This is ridiculous. You used to be a wholesome thing. It's like, what are you doing?" And I can see this being a large headache for a lot of the companies on there, the advertisers. I mean, it's yikes. That's all I have to say, man. Yikes.
I think there's like a mix of like really, really good and really, really bad that's came out of this. The good thing that I heard, so there's an insulin company that makes insulin, and there was a person that created an impersonation account for that insulin company, and then tweeted that they were going to be making all insulin free. Oh, right.
Wow.
So then that went viral. The actual company had to get the official tag, and because now there's also a new official tag that you can get to prove that you're official in like gray that's next to your verified check mark, which seems like verified with extra steps. I digress. They had to post, "Hey, we're all the news officially comes from us." Immediately that afternoon, all of their stock plummeted.
Oh my god!
That's like, I don't wish happiness on stocks plummeting by any means, but like any way you can get like healthcare at a cheaper rate or a more appropriate pay level to people who need this because you need this to live. Like, I'm down for that. But then you've got the really bad stuff, like what happened to Nintendo here.
It's a lot of people are concerned with saying that, well, this might be the end of Twitter. What do we do? Where do we go? Because a lot of people get their news from Twitter. Yeah. Believe it or not, a lot of people get their news from Twitter. I'd be bummed because, well, my wallet wouldn't be, but that's where I get all my, hey, this is live, go order it or pre-order it. So,
Yep.
But yeah, I don't see this being good for them. And with them being apparently in such a poor state, which I thought was funny because before he bought them, I thought they were somewhat profitable.
Well, I mean,
maybe it's another one of those.
It's funny because like, the way that Twitter is, it's going to have a little bit of a teething phase in order for Elon to get it the way that he wants to get it. So of course there's going to be this like public testing phase, public trying phase or whatever. So a lot of people are saying in the chat, like something about Mastodon, like that's just a flash in the pan. Like it's not, unfortunately, it's it's the same thing as was it Google Plus? Is that what that was? That was just like, hey man, everybody get off MySpace, and it's just like, well, it's just this is a fart in the wind, unfortunately. But one of those things, like it took companies having like impersonators or parody accounts for them to just be like, all right, this isn't working. I think there was like somebody had the verified badge. It was a Nintendo of America account, and it was Mario flipping them off. I think that was
that was one of them.
That was one of the things that I saw, and of course, within 48 hours, they've done away with that. So, I mean, fair enough. It's all well and fine, but it's just we're going through this public teething phase now of a massively used social platform. So it's insane. So, but it's been funny to watch. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I'll sit back and watch the dumpster fire.
Yeah,
like
it's fine.
You guys want to go get our check mark over on Twitter?
I mean, why not?
Go be a part of it.
May as well. I mean, like Twitter. I don't like. I'll scroll Twitter. Like I'm more of an Instagram guy. Like I like to post videos and photos and stuff like that. I like my stories and stuff. Twitter is a page that I don't feel that I get a lot of. It's been really great for engagement, but I feel like I'm just shooting a thought out into the air, and that's what Twitter is essentially, and that's probably what it will still remain to be. But I as long as the tea has nothing to do with me, I'll gladly sip the tea. I spill the tea all day as long as I'm not involved.
That's none of my business.
That ain't my business. There you go. We also had Sonic come out, man. That's
yeah, that was.
I'm so excited. Look, beyond the terrible performance on what you're about to talk about, I'm very excited to play that game on PS5. I gotta head it off before we get the Sonic stands out with their pitchforks and knives coming after you like Pokemon last week. I'm trying to save you. Let me save you.
I'm not a Sonic fan, man. Sonic sucks. Mario all the way. I don't care. Sonic sucks. Sega sucks. They should have stayed a dead company. But like, I love my Nintendo. I love Nintendo and Minecraft. Come on, what else do I need? You know. But no, for real though, I thought I could give Sonic Frontiers a shot on Steam Deck, and man, the performance, I was lucky if I could get 23 frames.
Is that PS5 1, Steam Deck 0 now? Is that what that is?
I don't want to, no comment.
It's a shame. Like I don't want to spend $99.95 on the Steam store for a game that's going to run like garbage out of the box, and in order for me to configure it, download different versions of Proton, which is essentially like that's a launcher, isn't it, for Steam Deck? I think, or a configuration file for Steam Deck. So I'm only still learning about that a little bit, but I don't want to have to do all this extra, as our friend Chris Pratt says, gabagoo, in order to actually get the game to work. So I gave it we'll pass, let that pass, the launch window pass for a little bit till it goes down and it gets more optimized. I don't want to have to. I barely got time to play the damn game anyway, so just let me go fast at 60 FPS when it's ready.
I mean, I tried it. It was I was like, well, you know what? Like, I'll give it a shot. Worst case scenario, I'll just return it within the 2 hours. And I think I had it. It said I had it for 40 minutes. And that was enough for me. It looked good though. Like everything I saw looked good, but it wasn't anything where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna suffer through it. Like I'm not a Sonic fan. If I was a fan of Sonic, I would suffer through it and be like, you know what, I won't play it right now. I'll wait till they patch it. But for not being a Sonic stan, I'm like, get out of here.
Supposedly it's really good. Supposedly, like a lot of people are saying that
apparently,
it's the closest thing to Sonic Adventure 3 that we've had. Yeah.
Every single review copy that went out was PlayStation. I mean, as far as what I could tell from the reviews that were out there, everyone said, I played this on PlayStation. Game Explain, like the big Nintendo channel, I played this on PlayStation. The Completionist, I played this on PlayStation. Like, you name them, they all played it on PlayStation. And I think that's really what it's optimized for. I think it does bring up like a different topic that I know we're not going to get into. Maybe we could get into on a different show, but like Steam Deck is really showing it's like, this is the PC kind of experience. And if you want to have the best experience you can possibly have, like Eric talked about, like you need to have some PC experience. And that's one of the things for the average consumer. I think getting a console is still going to be a very viable option for many people because they're not going to have the experience to make this game run the way they want it to.
Well, let me hit you with this. The Switch version of Sonic Frontiers is different, has different cutscenes, and they basically edited the game to run on a Switch, and it still doesn't really run on a Switch.
Built different.
Yeah, no doubt. But like, I just think that's funny that you have the PlayStation 5 version where, you know, they made that thing on a PC and they're like, yep, it's going to work on a PS5.
Yeah, dude.
On the Switch, they had to like water it down and cut corners and, you know,
the Dreamcast version.
Exactly.
The people that reviewed that version, they said, hey, like, I would play this here. It's acceptable. And I think that's the differentiator, is like they at least got it to an acceptable standpoint. I saw the YouTube video you put out, KB, and I was like, I'm not buying that on my Steam Deck.
It's so rough.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so rough. And I mean, and Beowulf brings up a good thing. Like, you guys remember when different consoles had different versions? I think, what was it? Star Wars Force Unleashed was different from PlayStation to Xbox to
Wii.
Yeah. So like, man, we've come full circle again. Maybe we'll get free DLC this time.
It's a shame. But I remember like when Sonic Unleashed came out, there was like a version on the Wii, and then there was a version on the PS2 as well as a 360 and all that stuff. So these multi-plat things. It's just, unfortunately, it shows that the Switch is just not super powerful, and with the Steam Deck, it's just not super optimized yet, which is a shame, because they Valve actually had Sonic Frontiers advertised at their booth at Gamescom like not long ago. So that like originally I was like, great, I'll get it on Steam Deck, but it's
Did it have the Steam Deck verified? Because I haven't even looked at it on the store page. Is it Steam Deck verified? No.
It's not. And like,
I was curious.
You have to figure when they're going to those shows, they have the engineer who knows how to get the Steam Deck to run everything on Ultra.
Right.
The smoothest it can. So like for somebody like myself, who's just a beginning to like, not a beginning, an enthusiast or a beginner enthusiast, like it's even I'm struggling to get stuff to, like that to run. So
right.
Exactly. So there you go. But speaking of getting things to run, there's been some leaked copies of the new Pokemon game out. Does any of you guys have any experience with that? Any demos floating around? What are your initial thoughts?
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I played Pokemon Scarlet last night on my Steam Deck. I got that to run just fine. I couldn't get Sonic to run, so I mean,
Explain what?
Explain what is there to explain?
Not you. I'm asking the developers.
Game explain.
Oh man, come on, Sega.
It's really funny it happens with every Pokemon game. Images leak like 10 days before the game actually goes to retail. But the fact that the actual game file has leaked and people like me are playing it already, I mean, I'm
going to be honest. Over in Eric's Discord, like someone shared, they spoilerfied it, so don't go look if you don't want to know. But they spoilerfied the Pokedex that's in progress right now. I'm thankful for that as a person who got that spoiler, because now I know exactly which Pokemon I'm going with as my starter.
Oh, see, I didn't choose a starter yet in that game. I mean, I know which one I'm going with, but like I didn't spoil any of the evolutions for myself.
Some of those Pokemon are ugly as hell. Let me tell you what. And the region specific versions are like, great, it's just that, but brown. Like, come on, dude.
I'm personally a big fan of Wiglet.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like after Gen 5, they have a dartboard and they're like, all right, what's going to be our lucky contender here today? And then they do it and they're like, how can we reinvent Diglett? Oh, I know. Hey, Jerry, what are you working on?
Just throws the dart. Wiggle it. There it is. Throw it in.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, Pokemon has to do something different, and I think from what I saw last night and the little bit I played, they did do some things different. So like, I don't know. It's going to come down to, for me, the thing that's going to make me like this game or hate it is the co-op experience.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to be able to do that on Steam Deck, so you can't really. No,
unfortunately, yeah, that's the one thing I can't test out. But I will tell you though, I saw the map, and baby, is that nice?
It's a big map. Have you walked anywhere where it would feel like it wouldn't be seamless?
So
to not get into too much spoiler territory, I'm just curious about that.
So I watched one of last night in VC over in my server. One of my friends was playing the game, and he was sharing it for everybody who wanted to watch it, and everything ran very seamless except for going in the buildings. That still has to have that normal. You know what I mean? But everything else was very, very seamless. I mean, it was real nice. So like I said, I'm excited. I'm
really sorry. I've just posted something in our Discord call.
Oh my God, what is that?
That was sent in from DJ Bob. That's Wiglet's true form or whatever. So there you go.
Thank you, DJ Bob.
I might have to make that my starter.
There you go. That's
Make that my Facebook profile picture.
Lickitung is super effective.
Go over to Twitter and get my check mark while I'm at it. And just put it on there.
Put that on there.
So,
oh man.
So another thing that I found interesting, that was a headline that I saw in my travels on the internet this week was that Shigeru Miyamoto says that Nintendo's goal with new hardware is to release software not possible before. So my immediate thought was like, oh yes, not possible before. Oh yes, how can we make a Star Fox game that's even worse than was possible before? So seeing that, like, I don't know, man. Like, I know they're on this whole train of thought of like unique experiences that connect with like your zen and grounded, or like come on, just give me fun. I'm just I roll my eyes when I see that.
Maybe the software that wasn't possible for is actually a stable 30 frames.
Maybe we'll get augmented reality. Who knows?
Oh, Labo 2? All right, I'm down.
Or cardboard. Great.
Yes, perfect.
Or cardboard. I can't wait.
I don't know. I just wanted to include that because like I saw that quote and I'm just like, my eyes rolled, man. Like, you know, I'll be honest. Like Netist says this perfectly in the chat. Innovation is disappointment.
My God.
I'm sorry. I know it sounds really sour, but it's just like, I'm just like, how are they going to ruin my games again?
Well, it's a little cynical. It's a little cynical, but they did redefine the Nintendo. I mean, they redefined gaming as a whole with giving you console games on the go.
Absolutely.
Well, they did. I mean, if it wasn't, go ahead.
Next cycle, everyone get prepared.
Well, it's gonna follow the Nintendo sequel flop, man. The NES was good. The SNES didn't sell as good. The N64 was great. The GameCube was not. The Wii was good. The Wii U damn near bankrupted the company. So like,
I see the reason why I'm cynical about it. And yeah, Cody, you're right. It is cynical. Nintendo has absolutely hit a home run with the Switch, and I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
But I'm just remembering like Nintendo Land using the gyro controls just to steer like F-Zero, like, you know.
I liked Nintendo Land though. Those games were great. Those games were tons of fun.
They were fun.
I had friends over to play that. We didn't do. I don't think I did the F-Zero game, the mini game, because it ran differently. I think that was more of a single player experience.
Yeah.
I really liked. I don't know the name of this game. We came up with a name in our house for it. It was the Animal Crossing one. We just called it Candy Get.
Oh yeah, it was just
just get candy, don't get caught. So,
yeah, it was fun.
Oh no, it was fun. But I'm with you. Like the rest of that console, like Star Fox Zero, holding a gamepad up to aim your gun instead of looking at the freaking TV and just using your thumbs. Like, and that thing was 1,000 pounds. It's like pulling a Steam Deck over your head and going, okay.
I know. I don't know. So it's a passing thought, and I just added it like last second to the thing. But speaking of Nintendo stuff, KB, man, you watched the entire indie world thing. So like, give me a short and simple of that. What's one of your favorite takeaways?
I mean, my takeaway would be I wish they'd give me those 25 minutes back.
What?
The only thing good was at the end when they said Sports Story is available in December. So I mean, like,
he's done.
Why are you the way you are?
I ask myself this every day. No, I mean, so it's, you know, it wasn't horrible. I'm starting to get a soft spot for indies over the past couple years. So like, I'm excited to see these. However, a lot of this stuff I've already played on Steam Deck, or I've played a demo during Next Fest, or, you know, it's like, Nintendo, thanks for playing. We've already played half of these games.
These games looked awesome, though. Yeah, it doesn't negate that. And someone who doesn't own a Steam Deck, now they can play this on their Switch.
That's very true.
Yeah, and like in next year, I mean, that's, you know.
Yeah,
but anyway. It's a lot of sim games, and I feel like 2023, like this year has been great for RPGs and JRPGs. It's next year is all, if you hate your real life, go ahead and buy these 100 other games that you can live your best life in.
I will say the sizzle reel portion of this, rather than the stuff they really focused on, the sizzle reel games were the games that got me most excited.
Like WrestleQuest, man, I'm very excited for that. Very excited for that. I mean, Inscription's supposed to be coming out December 1st. You've already played it. So
I love that game. I love that game. And I'll buy it on. No, I won't. But, you know.
I'm so sorry, man, but like if you hate your real life,
I mean, if you want to be a farmer, be a farmer. If you want to do monotonous work because your monotonous work is terrible, go buy the Square Enix game. I mean,
God.
I gotta be honest with you though, like you're absolutely right. Like everything was a sim game, Goodbye World, or a puzzle game of some sort. Pepper Grinder looked really cool. That one had a focus. Pepper Grinder was like
you know why.
Digital.
I was just
like
about to say that's why. Yep, that's exactly why. I mean, Oni Road to be the Mightiest Oni. That's an action RPG.
Sick.
I'm excited, and that comes out on my birthday. So if you want to know what to get me for my birthday, just saying, you know, hint, hint, wink, wink.
I'm gonna buy it for you on the Switch.
Why do you hate me?
I think it's great though because like now like Aaron, you and I mean we're like a new game comes out, let's get it on Steam Deck. You know, before the Steam Deck came out, it's like Switch was my console of choice. Like, you know, I would gladly grab a multi-plat game on Switch. So like I was originally going to grab like Crisis Core on PS5, but I think I'm going to grab it on Steam Deck if it's optimized right out of the gate. So but the good thing is that like it's best for the consumer when there are different platforms for games, and the Switch is probably the most accessible out of everything that's out at the moment now. So there is merit to that. So I mean, it is, you know, we're having fun being cynical, but like Switch is probably, you know, it's great for developers and stuff to get their games on Switch.
I mean, if you wanna dive into indie games, you can buy a Switch Lite and play all of them, and they're mostly gonna run good handheld mode, which is real surprising because like what was it, Cult of the Lamb? Poor performance in docked mode, but once you did handheld, it was good. So
it still dropped some frames, but like it wasn't as
bad. Yeah, it
wasn't intrusive.
So I mean, Switch is great for indie stuff. And I mean, that's honestly the console that got me into indie games, not the Vita. The Switch did. And the Vita had a lot of indie stuff.
Nintendo did such a good job supporting indies and really putting them at the forefront of their console. And it's this was what we but had a passionate discussion about prior. Is this Steam Deck going to kill the Switch? Because the Switch can only sustain first-party titles at this time, because a lot of these indies are not running the most optimized or the best. But like then Nintendo does this, and they put these indies out in the forefront, and really it's just good for these developers. Like for them to continue creating, that's awesome. Like they're getting a space on the largest platform in the entire world right now.
Absolutely. And
I dig it.
Yeah, there is merit to that. And I think it's great. And it's great for the consumer to buy those games as needed. So, you know, again, we talked about it with Sonic, but it's like, you know, Steam Deck, cool, but it may not work straight out of the gate. So I've just got to wait for something to come out. And,
hey, but it's working on the Switch. It's working on the Switch.
You know, Pitt puts a good point in here on Steam Deck and just PC in general. A lot of those games don't get hit with the Switch tax.
True.
A lot of them are way cheaper on PC or, you know.
They recently posted a video on their YouTube channel. Nintendo's like where they post all their trailers and stuff for a game called Milk in a Bag and Milk in a Bag and Milk in a Bag in the World or something like that. I forget exactly what the title was. I went on Steam just to see how much it was because it's still coming. I went on Steam. It's like $3.50 on Steam. That's like a $10 pickup, I believe, on the Switch, which is insane. That's like 3 times the price. So I don't know. Like you're right. Like that Switch tax is huge.
I think it's obviously probably cheaper to release something on Steam. I don't know what kind of profit margin there is, or there's like, you know, there probably is some sort of Nintendo tax. You know, in order to have some sort of profit or something, of course, there's always going to be like some sort of profit share on those platforms. So, but yeah, a lot of these games, like the indies, are always really cheap on Steam. Like From Space, like I got the code for that. I think did you get one of you guys both bought it? Did you guys both buy that? Or
I bought it and then I got a code for it.
Yeah, Aaron bought it. He got a code. He sent it to me so we could do a video for him.
Yeah.
So I ended up with it. Thank you,
so
Aaron.
How much?
You're welcome.
That's fun.
How much was that?
24?
So it was on there for $14.99 on Steam. If you went to Fanatical, it was $9.98. So that's the other thing. You have all these third party resellers who you could find a deal elsewhere. You know what I mean? If it's on sale on Steam, check around because you could usually find it different.
Mm-hmm. There you go. But see, with Nintendo, with Switch, you're stuck paying what you're paying. I mean, like I double dipped. Like I've said this before, I double dipped on Chrono Cross Radical Dreamers Edition. So I bought the game for like 32 something. Then I bought the physical for like $80 from PlayAsia because I had to have it. But now I think it's starting to curb my spending and all that stuff. I love how we just go through. No matter what we talk about, we just talk about the damn Steam Deck. Whatever, it's stupid.
Get out of here, Gabe.
By the way, before we transition on over to our
topic for the week,
before we transition on over to a topic, I want to say a big thank you to the few people who have subscribed on Patreon already during the show. We've got Kenzelby and DJ Bob and Nettist both at tier.
That's awesome.
3.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much for supporting the show already and getting access to those really cool things. That is absolutely fantastic. So I'll leave the command here as well. So if you want to support and grab cool things and get more content more often, hey, we would love to have you over there. So let's transition on over to our topic, which I don't even think we've decided yet. Let's do it.
Okay. Hey guys. So listen, topic of the week. We've got some crazy stuff getting ready to roll around. Everyone knows Jeff Keighley. Everyone loves Jeff Keighley. No one loves Jeff Keighley. Somebody loves Jeff Keighley, and it's his mom. That being said, he runs a really well-known show, better known as the Game Awards. Voting is up, I think, this upcoming week.
Monday.
Is it Monday? So
Monday,
voting is going to be up. If you want to have your voice heard, go over there. But, I thought it'd be really cool to discuss with you guys what you all have for, in no particular order, top 3 picks for Game of the Year from the stuff that you played this year. No particular order. And I know, listen, don't, you guys have played more than 3 games this year.
I tried.
No.
Oh man, you've at least touched more than 3 games this year. And so, I can start this off.
Yes, please.
And here's the thing. I think for me personally, the game that I want to be Game of the Year is not going to be Game of the Year. I want it to be Game of the Year.
Is it on the list?
Badly. Well, let me look. Are we going to do it off of the list? Prepare for incoming keyboard sounds.
I'm not picking
Game of the Year. It's not on their list.
I'll probably say for Game of the Year for me, just as quick choice, I'll probably say one that came out this year as well as one that I've played this year. So we could maybe do round robin or just list 2 of them off.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm going to say Tunic. I think Tunic is a beautiful game. It's an indie game, but it was talked about a lot. And there's a reason why I don't think it's going to win, and it's because it is so indie. But if you like a Dark Souls style experience, top-down Legend of Zelda, like dungeon crawling experience, and just like cute art, and like roaming around in that game, there are so many different things to find. Like, that game is expansive, and I don't think anyone that I've talked to has had the exact same experience that I've had playing that game. The game's beautiful. And it'd be my number 1 pick as far as that goes, and mainly because I'd like to see the little guy win something every now and again. And I know they have in the past, like It Takes Two. There's no reason that one should have been Game of the Year it was. I'll disagree with that decision all day. But I think Tunic has legs to stand on its own.
I agree. It was a great game. I played it one stream. I think it was the first stream I did with a green screen, actually. I really enjoyed that game. And it was free on Game Pass, so I was able to get it day 1. And yeah, as DJ Bob says in the chat, I waited for that game for years, and then it was a damn Souls game. I was like, oh no, it's like old school Zelda hard. which was fine. You know, there is merit to playing a game and just trying to learn enemy patterns and all this. It's fine. You know, you get better as you play. You get good, as they say with the Souls style games. But I really enjoyed that. KB, did you play that one?
I did. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah. It was great. Cute little game. Don't play it on Switch though, because it runs like garbage.
No.
Well, I mean,
I would agree.
So, KB, give me a choice for your game of the year. What's something you gravitate towards?
Man, it's tough. It's tough because I had a lot of underdogs that were my contenders for game of the year that not a lot of people agree with. Ghostwire Tokyo is one of them. Really enjoyed that game.
Ooh, nice. Did
really
you finish
it? No, I'm halfway through it though.
That's an interesting choice.
Did
you guys like it?
That's a great game.
I loved it too.
I know Eric talked about enjoying it. He was playing it on Steam Deck.
Yeah, it runs kind of okay. You know, it's
well, that's where you got to fiddle with it.
Yeah, I've changed Proton and stuff like that and dipped the graphics down. I can't get it to run 60 frames, but it's for a new gen game handheld. I'll take that any day.
Did you try running your games at 40 frames? Because you can set the refresh rate on your Steam Deck to 40 hertz, and then your frames at 40 frames, and you'll get something very, very comparable to 60 to 120 FPS for smoothness. Yeah,
I'll have to try that.
Another one for me would be Tiny Tina. That was a really fun game. And then my hot take game is Gotham Knights. I really think that could, if it didn't get a lot of hate for being stuck at 30 frames per second, man, it's a really fun game. Really good.
Runs better on PC though.
It runs better. I mean, if you can lock it at 30 frames, it runs real good.
Okay.
But a lot of people want to see how far they can push it. And
yeah. Cody, what's your hot take? What's your hot take one? So Tunic's your pick.
Hot take one? Yeah. Among Us Ejected Edition. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Although that one did come out this year. If I wanted to do a hot take one that was roasted pretty hard, there's like so many good games that came out this year, and I think everybody seems to forget that all of these games were phenomenal. Because I'm looking through my collection, and also what came out this year that maybe I didn't get to touch. I would probably say Triangle Strategy would be a hot take one for me. Yeah. I think a lot of people did not like that as much as they enjoyed Octopath Traveler. They said it was a good game.
They're wrong. Triangle Strategy is god tier.
Yep.
I have it. I just never got a chance to play much of it, but I liked what I did play. So,
dude, let me tell you, I'm going back and forth between Xenoblade 3 and Triangle Strategy for just in general my game of the year. The Waiting Place as well said Triangle Strategy. I tell you, you know a game is good when I'm playing it next to Amber. Then she starts to get interested in this random dude named Lord Serenoa. Right. I'm telling you, I don't normally like branching path stories because then it's like, oh God, I've got to play extra and I've got to do this. But I really I was so invested in it at the 20-hour point when I realized there's this golden route that you have to do certain decisions. So from chapter 5, there's certain things that you have to do in order to get the best ending. So of course I finish my thing. I get the B tier ending. And then I go through again. And when you go through it again, all your characters are the same level as they were when you finished the game. So then knowing that, you can pick up different characters along the way. There's some important story characters that are important to certain houses, like the 3 houses or whatever. And you can recruit them and basically have a god tier, S tier party by the end of the game. But I was 40 hours into that, man. I really enjoyed that. But
it's a good game.
Triangle Strategy, man, it was awesome. But Xenoblade Chronicles 3 had me crying like a little girl. Dude, I'm telling you. Is that your
hot take game?
They're not necessarily hot takes because they're both great games. I don't know. I'm still undecided as yet, but Xenoblade 3, man, there was a point in that game that people who have completed that game will know. Man, I was crying. They had me crying my eyes out. I was like, you want to talk about emotional investment in that game? I was in it. Big time, more than I've ever been for games. It was awesome. Really great story, complete story. Best Xenoblade I don't want to say best Xenoblade yet because I still think I prefer Xenoblade Chronicles 1. But Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was a really great development of that series. So I feel like they've figured it out. They figured out the system that works for it. And Xenoblade 3 was great. But my hot take game, I'd probably say Live Alive.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I still have to play that.
Really great.
Yeah.
It's really great.
It's a very similar experience to Triangle Strategy Octopath Traveler kind of situation where you've got all these multiple stories that are set in these settings, and I like the concept. I actually have not picked that one up because it came at a bad time for me to be able to pick that up with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 happening the following week, I believe.
Yeah,
something
it was
that.
like the week before or the week after, so it definitely got overshadowed. So if it doesn't sell well or doesn't do well, that's why. It was bad timing.
Right.
But man, that game rocked. That game was so good. Like the original soundtrack was done by Yoko Shimomura, who was like famous for Kingdom Hearts and all that stuff. So this is a game that was remastered in that HD 2D sprite based thing. It was a beautiful game. The battle system was really cool, and it's not a super long game. It was like a 20-hour game. It's awesome. Right. I loved it. I can't recommend that game enough. So that's probably my hot take game because nobody's going to pick that for their game of the year.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Trombone champ, KB.
That's
what I was waiting for.
That's my runner-up. Trombone champ is
exclamation point toots.
Hey, I mean, I'm surprised Mrs. Nerdwire didn't have you add the Paramore tracks to Trombone champ because somebody made Paramore tracks and you could absolutely toot the Paramore.
Oh, toot along to Paramore.
That's it, buddy.
Whatever makes you break.
Hilarious.
It would definitely be Trombone champ. That would be what makes me break.
Yeah, definitely. So what's your game of the year for a game that did not come out this year? What's something that you played this year that was not new that you really enjoyed?
All right, hold on. Let me go to my list of games I actually completed this year. Because this is the first year I actually started to beat games. I haven't had time to do it much in the previous years, and
so this is the new to you category, is what we're looking at.
Yes, that's right.
New to me.
That's right.
Trying to think.
I know I played Earthbound for the first time. I streamed it, and that was really good. But man, there's so many games. Like I got into like Operation Tango. That one was really fun. Cult of the Lamb, but. Yeah. I mean, I think my game of the year that for something that was new to me, Final Fantasy VII.
Nice. Good choice.
That had me really like, now I'm like all in on, I went out and bought Crisis Core. I'm going to buy it like for PSP. I'm going to buy it again for Steam Deck. Yeah, there were a lot of games. And I mean, here's one for you that's not new to me, but one that I finished this year that could be a contender for Game of the Year. Turtles in Time. I never had a chance to beat that as a kid.
Nice.
And I finally got a chance to do it this when the collection came out. So that one was really good.
Good choice.
It was always my favorite, but I could never get past like the fourth stage.
It's hard.
So, yeah. So, as a kid, I didn't really get a chance to complete that, and I finally did. But I don't know, man. Overall, Final Fantasy VII, with Earthbound being the runner-up on that.
I'll allow it. Cody, what's yours?
I would probably say... So I was trying to think what new to me title it was. And I think... It was a Game Boy title this year. It was Demon's Quest. For the Game Boy. I recently completed that through October. I was going to try to speedrun that game.
Nice.
And then discovered it was really hard because it's like set in the Ghosts and Goblins kind of like
difficult
universe. And I was like, holy cow, I am not speedrunning this game. But the writing in that was done so poorly that I couldn't help but laugh. Like it was done so poorly. But the platforming action in that game was so freaking good. It was so freaking good. You've got flying that you could do. It was telling this really cool story because it had this mix of JRPG elements mixed with like platforming, because like your random encounters were not battles where you're turn-based. They were a platforming level that you would play through and try to kill the enemies in there. Like it was a fun game, and it was not insubstantial. I think I got 4 weeks out of that game, 2-hour streams at a time, and I got my butt kicked a lot. Like that's great. 8 hours of just great gameplay.
For a Game Boy game, dude? I mean, it's hard to argue with that. I think that's great.
It was good.
I'm actually going to show it off. Hang on. You talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Well, here, let me ask the chat a question, and you can chime in on this too, Cody. What do you think is going to win Game of the Year, or what do you think would win the most awards? This goes for chat. This goes for you. Is it going to be Elden Ring, or is it going to be God of War 2 Ragnarok?
I don't know if Ragnarok makes the cutoff. Does it make the cutoff?
I think it does.
I think it's released too late. Because they normally cut October titles.
Really? I thought they included October titles.
They get through mid-October typically, and then cut anything after that. But they may extend that deadline for Ragnarok just because. But if I were to say anything, if God of War had released earlier, or if it is included, it will be God of War. If it's not included, by far, Elden Ring.
Yeah,
that's actually my realistic pick for what I think will be Game of the Year.
I agree. I haven't played it.
I think it will be Game of the Year, even if God of War is included. I think God of War will win the most awards. I think Elden Ring will take home Game of the Year.
You're probably right. And it's funny because they're two totally different games. Like one is more, Elden Ring,
they're similar in battle style, but not near as difficult.
It's not a
and God of War
game.
is linear. Yeah, it's a linear story-driven experience for the most part.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll pick it up eventually. Elden Ring isn't something that interests me unless I get it for like $8 on Steam or something.
It's so good. I loved that game. I loved that game. Now, I played that before I was streaming, so like I didn't stream that for anybody. I take that back. I streamed it for my son. My oldest sat with me. We were in the middle of moving into our current home, so we were relegated to one random bedroom in my in-laws' house. So as our getaway to get away from the in-laws, we would go up to the bedroom. I would play Elden Ring for him, and he would play Minecraft in the background and tell me to go touch mimic chests and all that jazz. There's no mimic chests. They just teleport you.
That's cute.
Oh, my.
He wanted me to die, and then he would laugh.
So my new to you Game of the Year is this one right here. And I know we're going to have a lot of appreciators of this in the chat. It is Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars.
I had a feeling you were going to go with that one, and that is a wonderful choice.
I loved this game so much. It's been a game that I've wanted to dabble in for years. And then, of course, I managed to grab it from Chris from Microgame, who was on episode 3, by the way. Shout out to him. Great guy. I managed to score Earthbound, Chrono Trigger, and a Super Mario RPG. And I actually streamed this to completion. It took me weeks and weeks and weeks to finally do it, but I really genuinely enjoyed my time with this game. It was really fun. It's not a like baby's first JRPG,
no,
but it's not necessarily super difficult either. So it's really fun. The music is really charming, and this is another Yoko Shimomura soundtrack as well. So Live Alive, and there's callbacks and stuff, and they're dealing with the Mario themes from Koji Kondo. So it's a really great thing that I don't think people appreciate enough, because it spawned a lot of those, the Mario JRPG titles and stuff like that. So this is like the godfather of all that, and it's awesome. So, and it's not accessible. You can't play it unless you have a Super Nintendo Mini, pretty much, or I guess now a Steam Deck with Emu Deck on it. But
yeah,
there you go.
I agree.
There you go.
Personal game of the year. What's your personal game of the year? Because we hit a hot take. We hit one. I want to give my personal game of the year. Not the one I think would win, but the one I want to win.
What's the one that you want to win?
Kirby and the Forgotten Lands.
Wow.
There you go.
I loved that game. And it also had Dark Souls elements to it. Dude. Like the battle system in it, like there were dodge rolls, there was parries, like it was really solid. and it was cute. And the intro to that game set it up so well. The writing in it was really good. Not that there was a whole lot of writing to write, but like as far as the scripting for the way that game played out and the final boss fight, which was insanity, as Kirby's do, like it was a really, really solid, really pretty game. And if I could have like a wild card win, that would be the one I would want to win.
Interesting. KB, what's your like definitely I want this to win regardless of anything?
Oh man. You know, I don't know, because there's so many out there to choose from. I mean, I want to say Psychonauts 2, but I feel like that wasn't 2022. Was it 2022?
I think that was last year.
Was it last year?
I mean, I tell you what, I've got a document pulled up.
I'll tell you mine quickly. Mine's Xenoblade 3. I want it to win because I want that series to get more recognition than it has already. And it's part of a trilogy. So there are tie-ins to the existing games and stuff like that. But I want that series to continue. So if it wins Game of the Year, which I know it wouldn't because JRPGs generally don't. That's my pick. I want that series to be elevated. Maybe we'll get a Xenogears remake one day. Who knows?
That would be really cool.
That's my hope.
I just want Xenoblade Chronicles X to come over to the Switch.
It's too late now, man.
I really enjoyed it. It is.
I would love that.
It wouldn't run well anyway. It's too big.
Yeah, it is too big. So
Nintendo Switch Sports for KB.
There you go. Nintendo
there
Switch
you go. Yeah, Switch Sports. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Well, if you guys are happy with that list, let's head on over to our wrap up, where we'll play the show out, and then we're gonna play some Splatoon with y'all.
Yay!
We'll be right back. Now, just remember this transition; they can hear us, so let's not say anything.
I'm back.
Well, there you go. I know. Come on. We don't have anything written in the doc, but I just wanted to say thank you everybody for making this first stream a success on this channel, this Twitch channel. Thank you everybody for supporting the show. We've got 3 people on Patreon now. I've always been hesitant of doing Patreon because I feel like it has a lot of extra responsibility, and I feel like I would never personally be able to deliver. But now that we're doing this, I feel like this is more of an experience, more of a platform rather than just, hey, here's my podcast. We're going to talk about Nintendo.
Yep. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Because there's so many of those out there, and you got to be different.
Absolutely. So thank you to everybody for being part of that. Now, stats. Hey man, guess where our highest rated listened city is?
Is it Rancho Cucamonga?
Is it Helsinki?
It's number 2, man. Rancho Cucamonga coming in strong. Number 2 still.
Oh man.
Albuquerque.
We have Melbourne still number 1.
Thank you, Melbonians.
Top listened countries: United States, Australia, UK, Sweden, Czechia, Germany, and Nigeria.
Hey,
that's a new one. Is that a new one on the list?
That's a new one.
That must be my buddy. I know a prince down there.
He's super rich and is going to give you his fortune.
Yeah, exactly.
I usually only hear from him when I do Western Unions.
So good. Good.
Oh my gosh. I love that. He still owes me money. Yeah, something like that. Do you guys have any closing thoughts for episode 20 before we flick on over to our Splatfest?
I do.
Let's hear it.
Don't forget your towel.
Yeah, this is the Splatfest is about to get messy. So thank you all for tuning in here. Don't go anywhere. What we're gonna do is we're gonna end the episode here in just a sec. We're gonna have a really quick post show, and we're gonna talk about some things, and then head on over to Splatfest. So thank you everybody for watching episode 20. Just remember, you can go find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and now Patreon with different tiers and all that stuff. We've got a lot of value there, and we're building it from the ground up. So yeah, that's gonna be great. It's going to be really good. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week with episode 21. But for now, those of you watching, stay tuned for the post show.